Hey there, this is Marisa with Marisa Moments podcast, Healing While I Heal, where I give you my real life stories and their healing translations. So let's just get straight into it. So Spirit brought back into my awareness because, again, these are stories and situations that I do not constantly think about. I know it may seem like it, but I really don't. Spirit just brings them back into my awareness so that way I can translate them and share them with you, right? But anyway, so true story, obviously. I've always had people dress me all my life. Like I've never been able to dress myself. Now, before you kind of get like, wait, what? I'm not talking about the physicality of dressing myself. Like I'm able to put on my clothing, right? On my actual body, on my actual persona. However, the styling behind it is not really my forte because I never really put too much importance in it or emphasis in it. So it's very difficult for me to have that recognition of what goes good together and what suits me, right? So the reason Spirit had me kind of thinking about that is because the interesting thing is, if had I been fabulous from the gate, right? Let's just pretend I know how to style myself. I'm a fashionista and all these things. Now, mind you, had you have me tell it, had you asked me, like in junior high when I was rocking my culottes and my blouses, I was fabulous. And actually, I think I was in hindsight. I think it was amazing. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. The part that I want to talk about is having other people dress me, right? Had I been so confident in those moments and just walked out, kicking the door open with my boot in the air and stranging down the street as if it was my own personal runway, then people would never have had an opportunity to essentially judge me on a lower level, right? Now keep following along because it's about to make sense, I promise. When I mention judging on a lower level, it's because, if people look at you and you exude confidence and strength and all of those types of things, yes, there's still going to be those proverbial haters that judge you and they're going to try to knock you off of your proverbial block. I keep saying proverbial, but I don't have a better word for it. Anyway, let's keep going. But if you show up in joggers and a t-shirt and looking like, please help me, at least is how people receive you, then they're more likely to kind of overlook you, right? They're more likely to mislabel you, misjudge you, all of those types of things, because let's just be honest, people do judge books by their cover, right? Otherwise they never pick them up. But anyway, I digress. The reason why Spirit, God, Gaia, the universe often has us looking disheveled and looking as if we need help from the external world, or maybe even making us feel like we need help from the external world, is so that way we don't come off too well from the gate. Now, again, I feel like I'm talking in circles, so let me make this make sense. If somebody feels like you are in a space of need, right? Then they have to show their true selves, right? Whether let's imagine I was somebody laying on the street, right? Do you walk over me? Do you walk around me? Do you cross the street? Do you give me money? Do you offer me a warm cup of coffee? Do you offer me a meal? How do you treat me? Because the song that keeps coming up as well is involving that which you do to the least of my people is what you do unto me, right? And that's basically God saying, yes, I put you out there any type of way, any kind of way. And the reason behind it was because I want to see how people would treat you. So how do they treat you when you perceivably have nothing versus how they see you when I give you everything? Because that everything is coming, that everything is already in process. You're already in the process of ascension, whether it just be financial, of course, that's the easiest thing we can explain, or just internal with your confidence, with your healing, with the way you think about yourself, the way you talk about yourself, the conversations that you entertain or the people you entertain, right? Because as you ascend, your crowd, your crew shifts as well, whether that be because they are also in the process of growing and healing or because they are no longer in alignment with you. But back to the bottom line. The bottom line to this bottom line is don't despair the fact that you essentially came from how you see it as being nothing. how you see yourself as always having to lean on others, how you see yourself as everyone having to essentially dress you, right? Because you're getting to that space where you know how to dress yourself, you know how to carry yourself, you know how to exude your confidence externally. You are starting to finally reap the rewards of all the goodness that you've sown within the world. And that doesn't mean that you've been perfect. That doesn't mean I've been perfect. We've all made our mistakes, right? But we've worked beyond them. We've forgiven ourselves, whether we've been forgiven by the external world or not. And we've learned from them and we've applied those lessons. And that is a part of our ascension and growth. And that is why we are about to step into our powers. So that's it. And if this message resonates, then that means it's for you. And if not, that's cool too. Just keep it pushing. Either way, I thank you for listening. And I wish you the very, very best day ever. Until next time, you know the vibes. Peace. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to check me out on all of social media. I'm basically everywhere you probably shouldn't be. But when you look me up, just remember it's Marisa Moments, and that's Marisa with one S because there is only one me. So until next time, happy healing.